Hello everybody, welcome back to the Tiny Human Handbook. My name's Ellen. I'm here to talk to you and share my experience on setting the foundation for healthy eating with your baby. To me, this is a really important topic because I grew up being a bit of a picky eater myself. So with my son, it's really important for me to expose him to a variety of different foods. So why is it important to set the foundation early for healthy eating? One, of course, it builds lifelong habits. So that's going to set a great foundation for lifelong healthy habits. They'll be well prepared to start off their life and journey with eating in a healthy place. Another reason it's important is comfort. For me, going into a dinner at maybe another friend's house, or if I wasn't sure if a restaurant would have something I would like, it would be uncomfortable to go out to eat there or to go into those situations. So setting up your children for having a variety of different foods that they can eat and enjoy can help them with their comfort level in new situations as well. And another reason why this is important is going to be to encourage self-feeding, help them work on their fine motor skills and hand-eye coordination so they can bring things to their mouths, and it's going to help them with their independence too. So they'll be able to decide when are they full, when are they done eating, how big of a bite do they want, and if you're thinking about your own family values and things that are important to you in a good relationship with food, might be important to you. Some challenges that parents might face with food and healthy eating might be their own behaviors and experience with food. So maybe you have the experience of being a picky eater yourself and haven't been able to expose yourself to a variety of healthy foods. That could be a challenge. One way that I would think about that and what I did myself is think of yourself as a role model and example. So if I want my child to be able to get iron and different vitamins from food that I don't always get, so that helps me to eat a bigger variety and try new foods, and we're doing it together. So being able to snack a little bit less myself and have more protein-rich meals, that's a great benefit, not just for my little one, but for myself and my family. And next up is some practical tips for starting solid foods with your baby. Of course, you're going to want to start early on bringing your baby to the table when you guys are having meals. So at first they'll probably be sitting in your lap, but including them in the ritual of dinner or lunch or breakfast is going to be a really good way to start. So they're seeing how does eating work and figure out how does eating work, and you'll start to see they get more and more interested in it as they get older and older. You may even see they'll start to try to grab food, and for me, we did baby-led weaning, and I recommend the book on baby-led weaning for anybody who's interested in trying it. The child's learning about how to eat real foods. They're learning different foods that taste different, will look different, different colors, different textures, using solid starts and looking up how big do I cut different pieces of food. And you might be surprised, for smaller babies, maybe a bigger piece of fruit is going to be a safer option for them to eat, because you'll know they won't be able to swallow it, and they'll be able to take small licks or bites or whatever it is to experience and taste the food. Next, we'll talk about creating a positive eating environment. Having a casual conversation like you would at dinner time while he's trying the new foods is going to be more beneficial than staring him down, watching him eat every bite. I've learned that does make him feel quite uncomfortable if everybody's watching him. And then along with the eating environment, I mentioned this before, but with screen time, I found that keeping my phone in another room is going to be the best way for really engage and focus in on the meal. And that's going to help your body learn about different cues, are you still hungry, and really take in eating as a sensory experience. Another tip is really making a curated plate. Make it look appealing, as if you were at, a Michelin star restaurant. Plate it up really beautifully, I think, is a fun way to make an eating experience more sensory rich and enjoyable. And then along with baby-led weaning, another tip is to encourage self-feeding. At first, this isn't going to seem like the cleanest and easiest way to feed, but you'll soon find that as they learn the skills of feeding themselves, it does become the easier. My son, he learns to bring his food to his mouth with his hands. That's improving his hand-eye coordination as well as his fine motor skills. But most important to me is helping him be intuitive with his eating. So he's the one in charge of the bites that he takes, how big they are, when he's taking them, how quickly is he taking a new bite. And learning those things is super beneficial as he continues eating throughout the rest of his life. If I'm the one feeding him, I have more concerns about, is he done? Is he not done? So last up, I'll share some nutritious meal ideas for little ones. One thing that's a great idea is sharing your own food, and a resource you have like Solid Starts, where you can see how to cut your food that you're already having for dinner to be appropriate for a little one. Easy way to do it because you're making only one thing. And if keeping a meal prep for a baby or for your little one is my next tip. So as you're thinking through the next week of groceries and meals that you'll be planning ahead, there is a meal option as a backup for the baby, whether that's bananas, extra fruits, eggs, whatever they do like. Want to have your meal ready to go and then you think, oh, what about the baby? So don't put yourself in that situation. Try to plan it out ahead. Another tip is to have a little Tupperware for the baby that's just for them. So whether it's a little glass container, that's what we have, or one that you've designated or labeled, that's... So in conclusion, parents, you do want to trust your instincts and intuition and go with your gut with what feels right with nutritious foods. But more important, that you need to know your values and what you want for your family. So thank you for watching. Make sure you share your experiences with me as well. Leave a comment if you have special mealtime tricks or how you've experienced starting solids with your little ones. I want to know. So subscribe, like my video, and come back for more tips and tricks on everything parenting for the Tiny Human Handbook. All right, bye-bye.